To be or not to be happy? That is the question. On the surface, it seems like a no-brainer. I mean, why would someone choose not to be happy if they had the choice? There are endless things to be unhappy about, no doubt, but surely it is not everything which deserves such a dreary appraisal. I understand the difficulty of assuming a more positive approach to life, especially in the midst of a global pandemic, and a particularly tumultuous last 5 years, in which every day felt like, "We're all living in America," like the Rammstein song suggests. The constant bombardment and saturation of negative media stories and future outlooks are enough to drive any sane person mad, any person into a state of despair and dread, like the picture of the man above. And it is of no surprise why anxiety and depression figures are at record highs, with a terribly worrying trend amongst our youth. While it seems I'm just making a case to justify being unhappy, which I'm not, you have to understand why people are unhappy in the first place, and just what defines happiness. For some, it is contentment and peace of mind. For others, it is a fleeting byproduct of pursuing a meaningful life. It may just be a joyful state, a good mood, or a period of bliss. For someone like Arthur Schopenhauer, happiness was more to do with the elimination of pain and the satisfaction of desires, whereas someone like Alan Watts danced to the tune of "Do the things that are delightful to you, you thereby become delightful to others." Or, as the famous cynic philosopher Diogenes said, "He has the most who is most content with the least." A person's emotional state is subjected to numerous factors, but most of the time we can improve it through a change in thought process, appraising a situation slightly differently, or how we perceive the world. "A man is as unhappy as he has convinced himself he is," declared Seneca. What we are aiming at in life heavily influences our perceptions and regulates our emotions. So, it is distinctly possible that your aims might be what is causing your unhappiness, or indeed your happiness. A lot of people tend to allow their happiness to be dictated by things beyond their control, but as the great Stoic philosopher Epictetus wrote, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." I will now outline the 5 ingredients which I believe to make a good recipe for a happy and fulfilling life. The 5 ingredients are family, friends, an intimate partner, some sort of meaningful employment, or at least being good at your job or doing a noble effort, and having meaningful interests outside of work. I'd say if you have those 5 ingredients, you are more likely to have a rewarding life and less likely to be unhappy. It can be easier to see now why those without one or more of these ingredients are unhappy and or potentially depressed or anxious. As I said at the start, there is a never-ending list of things to be unhappy about, be they economic, social, individual, political, environmental. It doesn't matter. However, if we realize just how much control we have over our thoughts and feelings, indeed our happiness, we can start to wind in that wide-spreading net of emotions that is getting caught on anything and everything in our lives.